here.
Recording in progress.
All right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Greetings, everyone. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Sabbath day? Today is, what do I have for today? I think today is what, today is what, the 25th, I believe it is. Today is the 25th. I want to be sure. I'm kind of off right now, but I believe the day is the 25th. The Shabbat. I know Tuesday 28th, 25th. Sunday is 26th. Monday is 27th. Tuesday the 28th. So the day is the 25th. The 28th we have our last day of introduction to solving class of knowledge. So today is this Sabbath. July 25th. Oh, today is my first children's mother's Earth Day. Today is my first children's mother's Earth Day. Isn't that something? Happy Earth Day, Dina Atkins. Happy Earth Day. That just hit me. Just thought about today. As the day being the 25th. Today is Dina Atkins Earth Day. So happy Earth Day, Dina Atkins. But other than that, I'd like to thank everybody. Today is July 25th, 2026. July 25th, 2026. And today is the Sabbath day, and this is Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Assembly of the Righteous when the righteous come together and we're into the Creator's laws, doing His will and doing His way. This is the day He has made that we come together and that we have a holy convocation, which is really when you have a holy convocation with your family, sit down, go through His Word, and you rest today from all your work and labors. You rest today from your work and your labors. This is a commandment, and this is a Sabbath that must be kept, according to Jeremiah 17. This is a Sabbath that must be kept, but according to the Creator's Word. This is the Sabbath that He's spoken of and that He said, and we're supposed to keep. So other than that, today we're in 2 Kings chapter 9. We're in 2 Kings chapter 9. But we're getting ready to start with a prayer. Then we're going to go through the commandments, which is the law that the Creator spoke through Moses. And then we're going to go through the reason why we have prophets that the people asked for, and it was granted. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, which is your spirit, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm of protection around us. Help us in every way that we may always be in your word, be in your way, be under your protection. We ask you to keep us in every way, and we also ask you to forgive us for the sins that we, our ancestors, and our fathers have done against you, your law, and your word. We ask you to forgive us of these things. Let us acknowledge our sins and the things that we have done against you, and let us grow in you, Father, that we will turn to you and turn to your way and turn to your law. We ask you to forgive us for provoking the Holy Spirit that you have given us, which you will, that you said you will send back to us in these days and times. This is what the world is looking for instead of the man that they think that the world is looking for. We ask you to help us in every way. We ask you to allow us to understand your commandments and your chapter in Deuteronomy 28, which is of the blessings, which is from Deuteronomy 28, 1 to 14, and the curses that everyone is in and under today in Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 through 68. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray and thank you for another beautiful Sabbath day. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Almighty. Now, we get ready to get into the law. Excuse me, y'all. I was resting good. Had to come, do my duty, share the information, get into the law, as we are at this point in time. Or about to do that is. So, right now, we're going to read from Exodus chapter 20 with the Ten Commandments, starting at verse 1. This is the Ten Commandments, Exodus chapter 20. And the first commandment. Well, now you got to the commandment yet. These are the words that Yah spoke. And it says, and Yah spoke all these words, saying, I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. First commandment, thou shalt have no other deities, gods, before me. Second commandment, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. There's no thing. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yah thy father, am a jealous father, visiting the iniquity, the ignorance of the fathers, which is the parents, upon the children, unto the third, which are the Greek, and the fourth, which are the Roman generation, third and fourth world power generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy, which is grace, unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Third commandment, thou shalt not take the name, which is the law, of Yah thy father in vain, for Yah will not hold him guiltless that continue to take his name, which is his law, in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, which is where we are today. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it hallowed, which is holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah thy father. In it thou shalt not do any work. We should not do any work in the Sabbath day. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Put it aside. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days, which are the elders of the community of your land. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy father giveth thee. Sixth commandment, thou shalt not murder. Even though it says thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder, because you may kill for a purpose, but when you murder without a cause. So it's actually thou shalt not murder, even though it says thou shalt not kill. Seventh commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. And adultery, idolatry, and fornication is all of the same, because if you are a woman that has a man and you lay down with another man, you commit adultery, idolatry, or fornication. Whether if you call yourself being married or if you're just a woman that belongs to a man, that open yourself up to allow a man to come into you. And also, if you are a man that goes into another man's woman, which is another man's wife, you are committing adultery, idolatry, and fornication. Eighth commandment, thou shalt not steal, which we know that's taking things that belong to someone else. Ninth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And I share this every week. Your prosecutors, lawyers, and attorneys commit this all the time because they wasn't there at the crime or at the time of the scene of the quote-unquote crime. And 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet, which is want thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet, which is want thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Praise Almighty Yah. Now, those were the commandments that the Creator and Almighty spoke. We call Yah, according to Psalms 68 and 4. And then the people, this is the people's fear, verse 18 in the same chapter of Exodus 20. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And as I share, if you hear thunder and lightning outside in your household, and it's practically practically and it's practically tearing, like it's practically shaking the foundation, then imagine being outside. One moment, let me see who this may be coming in. Pause recording.
Recording stopped.
See who this may be. Greetings, TB. May I ask who you may be before I open up my Zoom? TB, can you let me know who you are?
Hey, peace, bro.
I can hear you. Who is this?
This T-Bay, brother.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I have to find out who's coming in before because people put explicit stuff on here. Had my other one shut down, so I'm glad to see you again, bro. Glad you're here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just in the building real quick. Just tapping in with you, my bro.
I'm glad you're here, bro. Good to see you. I'm going to go ahead and pick back up where I left off, okay? Please sit in. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, for everybody, as I was just saying, we just got done with the 10 Commandments. And right after the 10 Commandments in verse 18, this is how we have prophets. This is how the prophets became about according to the people requesting. So again, at verse 18, right after the 10th commandment, it says the people's fear. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people when they saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And as I was just sharing with you, when the thunder and lightning is going on outside, outside of your household, when it's thundering and it's lightning, usually it's raining at the time. The thunder is so loud it shakes the barrier where you at. Now imagine being outside in a open field and the thundering and stuff going on like that. The people ran because they were scared, they was frightened. They stood and they said unto Moses in verse 19, and they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah speak with us, lest we die. That's how scared they was because of the thunder and lightning and everything that was going on at the time. And Moses said, verse 20, and Moses said unto the people, fear not. Exodus 20 and 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And we all know that how to find out and understand what sin is. If you ask a person what sin is transgression of the law. And this is the law portion of it that he spoke, and the rest is from Exodus, from here to the end of Deuteronomy. And the voice of Yah is law, period. Just if his ambassador that he spoke through makes it law because it's still his voice. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near into the thick darkness where Yah was. Now, here go the conclusion to what we just read on why we have prophets. And this is in Deuteronomy 18. And when you read it correctly, you'll see that in Deuteronomy 18, verse 15, it says, and Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet, and I like to say a prophet in his time. Because when prophets rose, that's when the Creator rose them. He didn't just have one prophet from the wilderness all the way down to the New Testament. He had one prophet he had a prophet or prophets whenever he rose them up. All right. And it says, and Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, who is Moses. Unto him ye shall hearken. If you notice, the word hearken means you shall hear, means to do. 16. Deuteronomy 18:16. According to all that thou desirest of Yah thy father in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, this is what y'all just said in verse 19 in Exodus 20. This is what the people just said. Let me not hear again the voice of Yah my father, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. The people asked for it. This is the reason why we have prophets in the time that they come. The world has been duped, and they think that this is talking about one prophet that came in the time of the New Testament. And this is where the world has been going under the Roman Empire, believing what has been taught to them instead of what the word is actually saying. And this is why we're supposed to study. Verse 17, and Yah said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. Now this is the Creator giving you what you asked for. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, I like to say, in his time, like unto thee, Moses, and I will put my words in his mouth. This is the key, and how you know the Creator is speaking through his ambassadors, which are the prophets that come in his name. And I will put my words in the mouth, in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And here go prophecy, and it shall come to pass. That's prophecy. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken, you hear the word here, hearken unto my words, which he shall speak. And the key is in my name. Most time you hear the prophets in between Genesis to Malachi, well, mainly Exodus to Malachi, thus saith the Lord. Thus saith Yah. Well, I'm saying thus saith Yah, but thus saith Yah, it should come to pass when he's spoken to these prophets spoke. Which my words, where he shall not speak in my name, I will require it of him. Verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, excuse me, I make emphasis on that because a lot of people just read across the words, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other deities. A lot of people don't know they made these prophets and servants deities today. Even that prophet shall die. Again, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other deities. And Jesus is a deity today. Prophet Muhammad is a deity today. Emmanuel is a deity today. Even Yeshua, who they changed from Jesus to Yeshua, is a deity today because that's who they believe in. They say in the name of them instead of the name of Yah. Even that prophet shall die. Verse 21. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yah has not spoken? Last verse 22. Deuteronomy 18:22. When a prophet speaketh, continue to speak in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not, if it don't come to pass, nor come to pass, that is the thing not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, should not be afraid of him. That means people are going to be talking all the time, and they're going to be giving you their point of view on stuff, and they may say, y'all said this, God said that, he said this and he said that. But if you don't see nothing happening between that time or in the time they said, that's a false prophet. Don't even be scared of him. But it's incidents that happen to people that goes against the prophet of Yah and the people of Yah, and things happen. I just noticed an incident earlier this week, but I'm gonna leave that alone. So I always do a recap. We're in 2 Kings chapter 9 today. All right. We're in 2 Kings chapter 9. Yep, this is something that was said, but we're gonna go always do a recap before we go into where we at. All right. Now, last week in chapter 8, Now, what happened? The land of the Shulamite restored. Okay, at this time, in chapter 6 and 7, we did 2 weeks ago, there was a great famine in the land, and they was actually eating their own people. They was eating the foul, the abominable thing. They was eating a head of an ass. They was paying for, and they was actually eating children. One woman came to the king that actually took over Israel at that time, because he came in, he took over Israel, and from Syria, and then he was walking through Israel, and then what happened was that the woman came to the king and told him, "We ate my child this day. We supposed to eat her child the next day or the next time. We supposed to eat her child, but she hid her child. But she convinced the woman to kill her child so they can eat their child." So the king, he was upset, but he blamed Elisha for it because it was a drought. Now this was in 6 and 7. Now in chapter 8 last week, this is when Elisha, and I believe this happened before the drought, because Elisha told the Shulamite woman in verse 1. Then spake Elisha unto the woman, whose son he had restored to life, saying, Arise and go thou and thy household, and sojourn whithersoever thou canst sojourn, for Yah has called a famine, and it shall also come upon the land 7 years. So in Samaria, it was a famine for 7 years in Samaria. Now Elisha told him, go anywhere you want to go, because upon this land, there's going to be a famine for 7 years. Now, Elisha told him, now it ain't up to Elisha, it's not his fault. The Creator told him what was going to happen. And a lot of time, the Father do these things, and I'm going to give y'all understanding. The Father do these things because the people sinned. Now, I'm going to give you an example that I have read. When Rehoboam and Jeroboam separated, the father was angry at Jeroboam because he made Israel to sin. If you go back and read, but you look at Rehoboam was doing the Creator, but the people were sinning in Judah. It wasn't Rehoboam, it was the people that were sinning in Judah. And then he caused certain things to happen. Same thing when it came up with David. I mean, the brother was talking about this. This brother said David, father was mad because David numbered the people. I said the father had him do that. No, he didn't. I said, go read it, go study it. You see, at one point where it said that David had Joab to go and number the people, and you on another point, I think in Chronicles, it says Satan rose up and had him to number the people. Both of them is still the Creator. Then when you go into it, you'll see it say that the Creator had him to do that, and because of the sin of the people. See, the people were sinning, and that's where. See, a lot of people don't understand. When you understand the scriptures, you understand why. You understand the reason why things happen, and you understand why things come upon people. The pestilence and the four sword judgments, which is in Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12 to 23, the four judgments that he used, the pestilence is one, just like we had at the end of the 400 years, 2020, the pestilence, which was the coronavirus. So here, there was a famine. That was one of his other judgments. So here it was a famine for 7 years. So he told the Shulamite woman to go anywhere else. But then after the 7 years went, she came back. When she came back to get her place, somebody had took her place. And this right here showed a key to me about we having this being our land, and certain people had homes and stuff that got taken from them from the system. You're going to be able to get your land back. I told you, I put today's time from the scripture. And I know about this. That's why I'm telling you about what I know. You're going to be able to get your land back from people that has stripped and taken your land from you that was rightfully yours. Whether it was in your family's name, it's rightfully yours. You're going to end up getting it back. And this showed it from 1 through 6. In chapter 8, 1 through 6. So she ended up getting her land back, and the king Hazael, he became king after this the other, what's name this other king was? He was the king of Syria. But the father had already anointed Elisha's prophecy fulfilled. No, and I might have to go through this, but I like to give facts. Well, I think that was 19. Yeah, I think that was 1 Kings chapter 19. I went over it last week. 1 Kings chapter 19, I believe it was, when the Creator told Elijah, right here, verse chapter 19, verse 15 and 16. It says, and Yah said unto him, told Elisha, go return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, and number one, when thou comest, anoint Hazael, or Hazael. Hazael or Hazael. Hazael. Hazael or Hazael. Hazael or Hazael. Either one, how you want to break it down. I'm just saying the best way I can. He said, anoint Hazael to be king over Israel. Now, this is back when Elijah had ran from Jezebel. He went to the Mount of Yah. Then the father told him to go and do this. Because you're going to run from a woman after you just got through killing 450 of their false prophets. And you're going to run from her because she said this and that. And I just showed you having fire coming down. That's what I'm looking at. So, when now comes anoint Hazael to be king over Syria, verse 16. And Jehu, which we're getting ready to come to in chapter 9. We're getting ready to come to this in chapter 9. So I'm just giving you a heads up right now because I've seen the heading. I didn't read it, but I already know I've seen the heading, so I already know what's about to happen. So, and Jehu, to the son of Nimshi, shall thou anoint to be king over Israel. Then he said, and Elisha, the son of Shaphat, thou shalt anoint to be prophet in thy room. Those three people the Creator told Elijah to anoint. But if you notice, everything happened backwards. It seemed to be. A lot of times when the Father talk going this way, when we read, it always comes back the other way. But I wanted y'all to see that because it was coming. Because in 8, let me see what's the name of this prophet. Trying to think of this Ben-Hadad. That's his name, Ben-Hadad. I think it was Ben-Hadad, probably Ben-Hadad the first or the second, because I think it was 3 of them. But Ben-Hadad, he was the king of Syria. He besieged Samaria. So he was the king at this time. Ben-Hadad was the king at this time. So now in chapter 8, she went and she told Ben-Hadad, she went to Ben-Hadad and she ended up getting her place back. But then what happened was Ben-Hadad fell, I think he fell sick. When Elisha became, hold on, let me get this together. Over in chapter 8. Ben-Hadad was talking to Gaziel, the servant that turned all white, that ended up turning white because of his greed. He was talking to him about the works of Elisha. And the woman came while Gaziel was talking to the king, and he said, "Oh, you should go right here." She's the one that he restored her son back to life. Her son came back to life. So let me see, bring it on down. You get down here. Syria was sick. Okay, now he fell sick. Ben-Hadad fell sick. That's right. Ben-Hadad fell sick, and he went to go. He told Hazael to go and inquire of Elisha and ask him, is he going to get well? And Elisha said, let me go ahead and give it to you right here. Verse 9 and 10 of chapter 8, 2 Kings chapter 8, it said, Hazael went to meet him and took a present with him, even of every good thing of Damascus. 40 camels burdened and came and stood before him and said, thy son Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, has sent me to thee, saying, shall I recover of this disease? Shall I recover this disease? Listen what Elisha said. And said unto him, go and say unto him, thou mayest certainly recover. Howbeit, Yah have showed me that he shall surely die. Oh, you're gonna recover, but he's gonna recover, but he's gonna surely die. But now, after that, check this out in verse 11. And he settled his countenance. Who settled his countenance? Steadfastly until he was ashamed, and the man of Yah wept. Now, this was either he should surely die, and he settled his countenance steadfastly. Now, that was either Elisha, he was steadfastly, then until he was ashamed, or it was either Haaziah was like that steadfast until he was ashamed. Either one of the two. Because then it says, and the man of Yah, which is Elisha, wept. He cried. And then Haaziah said, why weepest my Lord? And he answered, and Elisha answered, because I know the evil that thou wilt do unto the children of Israel. Their strongholds, tell me what this sound like. Their strongholds wilt thou set on fire, and their young men wilt thou slay with the sword, and wilt dash their children and rip up their women with child. Don't that sound like the Caucasian of today in time of slavery? Don't that sound like them? In the time of slavery and Jim Crow, hanging our people, cutting up the babies out of our women's stomach. Don't that sound like them today? This was happening back then. There's nothing new under the sun. You just got to understand Yah's word. And Hosea said, but what is this? What is thy servant, a dog, that he should do these great things? And Elisha answered Yah, Yah have showed me that thou shalt be king over Syria. So that might have been Elisha right there that seen all that in verse 11. He might have seen that because if Elisha said, Lord have showed me that thou shalt surely die, that he shall surely die. He gonna recover, but he gonna surely die. Because what's gonna end up happening is that he gonna kill him. Long story short. Then Joram reigns over Judah, which is Jehoshaphat's son. Jehoshaphat is reigning over Judah now, and there Ben-Hadad died, and Haaziah, which is by prophecy we just read, was anointed to be king. So now let's get over it. That's all in a nutshell. Now we're at chapter 9. I'm not going through everything. I just want to give y'all some pointers in what happened in chapter 8 and things that was prophesied. Now we're going to get into chapter 9. All right? We're going to get into chapter 9. Jehu anointed king over Israel. Remember, the creator had already told Elijah to do this. All right? So now, Jehu anointed king over Israel. We already see that Haaziah was, I guess, he was already anointed by, I forgot when and where that was in there, but let's just keep it moving. Chapter 9. 2 Kings chapter 9. Jehu anointed king over Israel. And Elisha the prophet called one of the children of the prophets. And Elisha the prophet called one of the children of the prophets and said unto him, gird up thy loins and take this box of oil in thine hand and go to Ramoth Gilead. And when thou comest thither, look out there Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go in and make him arise up from among his brethren and carry him to an inner chamber. All right. Now, if Elisha's doing this, when the creator told Elijah to do it, if this looked like Elisha is doing it, and if Elijah didn't do it, it was either the spirit that is doing this through Elisha. I like to get understanding. Some people read, a lot of people are physical. I like to get understanding of what we're reading and according to what the word of Yah is. So it's either because I don't remember seeing where Elijah, I did see where Elijah did go and anoint Elisha, and Elisha followed him. and did the things that he was supposed to do. And then the double blessing that he asked for. And then Elijah said, this is a hard thing, but if you see me when I ascend, when I'm taken away, it will be granted. But if you don't see me, it won't be granted. And then when he went up in the chariot, his cloak fell. Or either threw it to him or it fell. The point is that Elisha got it. So that might have been the other point of his blessing, because he wanted a double blessing. It was not only the spirit, but probably physical. I don't know. He wanted a double blessing. That's what he asked for. I can't tell you what I don't know. I only explain what I see, what I understand, and what I come to get an understanding too as well. So if he's about to anoint Yehu, or have Yehu anointed, because it's not him doing it physically. So you got to understand it's the spirit that works through people. This is why I keep trying to get people to understand. It's the spirit that's back today, not a man coming back. Jesus ain't coming back. But the spirit that was upon Yahshua, which was the man, is here today. And it's upon the people. A lot, if they're looking for a man to come back to save them, you know why they ain't gonna never see him? Because I don't care who it is. I don't care what he do. People ain't gonna believe the man no way. Flat out. And honestly, if a man come, I don't care if I was supposed to be, let's just say, hypothetically, I'm supposed to be the quote unquote Jesus of the back of who they say. Let's just say it's me. They ain't gonna believe it. You ain't the Messiah. You wouldn't know who it is. Because these people today are so brainwashed, I don't care who will come. They ain't gonna believe it because they like the Pharisees and Sadducees at that time. So they wouldn't believe who it's going to be. So their fate is already gone. First thing is, oh, he's going to come down out of heaven and his feet is going to be upon the Mount of Olives. Who going to see it? Are they going to show it on TV today? Are they actually going to show you that? Unless they give you a hologram or something like that happening. Do you actually think this government going to show you that? When they made an idol all over the world, you got a whole thing of Rio, and a man sitting up like this, and that's an idol. Let me get off that. Let me get off that soapbox. I'm trying to get people to understand reality. The spirit of Yah is going to be back and is already back amongst the people that's awakening today. That's the bottom line. But let's keep it moving. Jehu anointed king over Israel. And again, and Elijah the prophet called one of the children of the prophets and said unto him, gird up thy loins and take this box of oil in thine hand and go to Ramoth Gilead. 2, when thou comest thither, look out there, Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat. Oh, okay. Jehu, is it Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat? The son of Nimshi, yep. And go in and make him arise up from among his brethren and carry him to an inner chamber. See that? Carry him to an inner chamber. Then take the box of oil. Then take the box of oil and pour it in his hand. Pour it on his head and say, thus saith Yah. You see that? See it say, in my name, in my name, in my name. Then take the box of oil, verse 3. Second Kings chapter 9, verse 3. Then take the box of oil and pour it on his head and say, thus saith Yah, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then open the door and flee and tarry not. Then flee. Get out of there. Anoint him and go. So the young man, even the young man, the prophet. Let me go ahead before I get there and get this part right here. So the young man, even the young man, the prophet, went to Ramoth Gilead. Now you see, there was another prophet right there. We had sons of prophets. A lot of people try to say, it was only one prophet. It was only one anointed one. And when he came, behold, the captains of the host were sitting, and he said, I have an errand to thee, O captain. And Jehu said, unto which of all? And Jehu said, unto which of all us? And he said, to thee, O captain. Okay, now this is between the two conversations. I have an errand to thee. O captain, and Jehu said, unto which? Let me give you the blue. And Jehu said, unto which of us all? And he said, unto thee, O captain. And he arose and went into the house. And he poured the oil on his head and said unto him, thus saith Yah of Israel, I have anointed thee king over the people of Yah, even over Israel. Bam, that's verse 6. Confirmation. And he told him what happened, what to do, and how to do it. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab thy master. Oh, okay. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of Yah at the hand of Jezebel. Woo, boy. See, we didn't hear all this, but see how stuff be said that we miss, and the rest comes out. That's why he told him to flee. Don't tell. That's why he told him to flee. That's why he told him to run. Say, don't stay there. When you anoint him, flee. But he had to finish telling him out everything. So we didn't know it. That's what I mean. We don't know all things at one time. Sometimes some things will be here. That's why here a little and there a little. Everything isn't in one place. If you understand what was said, because we just saying, well, at least you just told him one thing. And then don't tarry. But right here, verse 6 and 7 again says, and he arose and went into the house and poured the oil on his head and said unto him, thus saith Yah. That's the key verse right there. That's the key that everybody should be looking for. I don't care if you're in the Old Testament, New Testament, wherever you at. You should be looking for, thus saith Yah. Not a voice. That's manipulation. Not a voice, but thus saith Yah. Because anybody can be a voice. And they can say a voice at any time to make you assume something other than what it is. Thus saith Yah of Israel, I have anointed thee king over the people of Yah, even over Israel. Hey, baby. Oh, thank you, beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sweetie. My baby sent me, y'all. My baby got me. Woo, thank you, sweetie.
No sugar.
Thank you, baby. And Yah shall smite, and thou shalt smite the house of Ahab thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants. Oh man, he's hitting strong here. He's telling you why. See, there's always a cause and effect. That shalt thou smite the house of Ahab thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants. See that? The creative servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of Yah. at the hand of Jezebel. She was a wicked woman, boy. She did what she wanted to do. She's the enmity of the women today. When you say enmity, I shared that. Believe I shared that in. I think I shared that in the 400-year contract complete, or in the 4 steps of Rome. One or the other. I shared that. Verse 8. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 8. For the whole house of Ahab shall perish. There we go again. For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut off from Ahab him that pisses against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel. You see that you see when the Creator say He gonna do something, and people don't realize the Creator give you time to repent, and He give you time to change. But you see what's happening here. See, it's Ahab's seed that's keep doing the same thing that it was doing. Ahab's seed. And I would make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam. Exactly. He's still talking. I put this in y'all's voice. And I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahiah. The son of Ahiah. And the dog shall eat Jezebel. Bam. Look at this. This is prophecy. And the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Israel, and there shall be none to bury her. And the open door, and he opened the door and fled. There you go, right there. He did what the prophet said do. He told him. All we heard was the beginning and the end. All we heard was go anoint and then flee. We didn't hear what's in the beginning, in the middle, which is what we just heard. Jehu anointed king. And as I just shared with you, what was told to Elijah, and that's why I tell you it's about get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all thy getting, get an understanding. Why? Because understanding is going to keep you. Now, the Creator physically told Elijah to go anoint Hazael to be king, Jehu to be king, and matter of fact, I didn't finish that. Let me finish that up in 19. It was some things that the reason why he told him to do it, and I didn't give y'all the reason why. Let me go ahead and get that 1 Kings 19 one more time, right here, and that's I'm gonna start at 6. I'm 15. I'm gonna read that down just so y'all can hear this. I want y'all to understand why he told Elijah to go anoint him. In verse 15 again, it says, "And Yah said unto him," which was Elijah, "Go return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest," this is starting at 15 through 18 is what I'm going to read. This 1 Kings 19, 15 through 18. "And Yah said unto him, Go return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king over Syria." See, he told him to go anoint Hazael to be king over Syria, and Jehu, it said Jehu, but the J is a Y in Hebrew. Jehu, son of Nimshi, shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel, and Elisha, the son of Shaphat, thou shalt anoint to be prophet in thy room. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay. And him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay. See that? This is the reason why that this is the point of reference of what he's saying. I ain't gonna say that's the reason why. But verse 18 says, yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel. It wasn't 7,000 prophets, he just said 7,000. It didn't say prophets. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which has not kissed him, meaning they didn't pray to him. That's what kissed him mean. They didn't pray to Baal. 7,000. Just wanted to get that for clarity. All right. Now, 10 again. Back to 2 Kings 8, verse 10. And the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Israel, and there shall be none to bury her. And that's prophecy as well. She'll eat Jezebel in the portion of Israel, and there should be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled. He ran, got out of there. Because if the other ones heard that was loyal to him, they probably would try to kill him. They kill other prophets. They look at him as just a man. They don't look at him as a man of Yah. 11. Then Jehu came forth to the servants of his Lord, and one said unto him, Is all well? Wherefore came this? Stuff always. There we go. Had a little mishap right then. So let me put you back up here. Something always get good. Something always end up. Okay, here we go. There we go. We back on point. For a minute, I thought you fell off. I was trying to straighten you up. There we go. All right. We back. Thank you, YouTube. Glad to be back in. Now, sorry about the confusion, y'all. But back, verse 11. Then Jehu came forth to the servants of his Lord, and one said unto him, is all well? Wherefore came this mad fellow? You see that? They call him mad. You see how do people look at people who seem different than themselves? People probably look like that at myself. They would probably look like that at me. At this mad fellow. To thee. And he said unto them, ye know the man and his communication. Say, and he said unto them, ye know the man and his communication. Let me get this together. So what he did was, is this. He said, if you look at what was said right here, he said, and one said unto him, is all well? Wherefore this mad fellow, wherefore came this mad fellow to thee? So what he said was, because they are under the watch of Ahab. So they look at him as being mad, but that's why he said we said and got out of there. And they said, is it false? Tell us now. And he said, thus and thus spake he to me, saying, thus saith Yah, I have anointed thee king over Israel. You see that? He told them. And they say, is it false? Tell us now. And he said, thus and thus he spoke unto me. So what he did was, he told them what he said. I mean, it was his choice to tell them. Then they hasted and took every man his garment and put it under him on top of the stairs and blew the trumpet saying, yea, who is king? So they respected it. They respected it. Then they hasted. Change of situation. They respected him too. Oh, my baby. She's coming in. All right. Then they hasted and took every man his garment and put it under him on top of the stairs and blew with trumpets, saying, yea, who is king? That's when he got started right there. They know if it said, thus said the Lord, thus said Yah, they know it's real. And they knew he was a prophet. That's why he said this madman. They knew he was a prophet, but the fact he said, thus said the Lord, he anointed him. And then when he told them all that, they said, hey, he king from that point on. Now, where we at? Now, what we going to do from here? Yehu was just anointed king. Yehu was just anointed king. And as I said, this is why we have to have understanding when you're studying the word. If you're studying the word, you can see where certain things happen and the way it happened. Now, the Father told Elijah to anoint, because you understand, it's the spirit. It's the spirit. It's the spirit of Yah, which is the anointed spirit upon the people from the beginning. Again, I'm gonna share with you again. In 1 Kings chapter 19, the Creator told Elijah to go and anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. Then anoint Yehu to be king over Israel. Then anoint Elisha to be prophet in your stead, to be the prophet in your place. The first person he got to was Elisha. He was walking, he put his mantle on Elisha. And Elisha followed him from that point on. He said, first, let me go say bye to my mother and father. And they left. Elisha followed him ever since. So, as we can see from that point, it looked like, because I don't know if it Hazael, I don't know if Elijah did anoint him, because as far as I know, Elisha was with him, and I think Elisha did everything from that point on. So now we see this is where Yehu was anointed, and it was done through the Spirit. The Spirit was upon Elijah, and that same Spirit upon Elijah was upon Elisha. And this is why people got to understand. People are thinking they're looking physically when really it's spiritual. And if they can't see this, it's something wrong with their mind. Flat out. People still want to see physical when the Father is showing you spiritual. You just have to follow the guideline. A lot of people don't get it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna end the first part one of 2 Kings chapter 9. We're gonna end the first part of 2 Kings chapter 9. We're going to end that right now. And we just stopped at verse 13. And we're going to start back up with part 2 in a few moments. So other than that, I'd just like to share with everybody that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwelled, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. We get ready to start with part two. We're going to start with part two in a few moments. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause Zoom, and I'm going to give everybody how to get back in contact with us, and then we'll start back with part two in a few moments. Other than that, I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing. This is the end of part one of 2 Kings chapter 9, and we'll be right back. Peace to you on Zoom.
Recording stopped.
All right. For everyone else, it's gonna before I get started. Kaleem Loney. Can you let me know who you may be, please?
Yeah, Michael. It's this is Colleen. I got the link for that Facebook.
Okay, great. Are you here in Detroit?
No, I'm living in New York City.
Okay. This is my first time seeing you here. And a lot of time people come on, they put stuff on here that that's not allowed. And this is your first time coming on here. I don't mind you coming on, but you are here legit, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, please sit back, chill with us, and we'll get back started in a few moments. Right now, I'm about to go to part two, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
All right. So, for everybody else, if you'd like to get back in contact with me, you're welcome to text. You're welcome to text me your name and your email, and you can get my Zoom link as well as Brother Laurie just got on. You can get my Zoom link at which I say I'm gonna send them to you for my dates that I'll be on, my dates throughout the week, and that way you can get on Zoom. You can actually come to the other classes that we're on as well, and I can get to know who you may be. So usually I have a person get in contact with me, but since Brother Laurie is on here, so I'm gonna let him hang on as we go through. So if you'd like to get in contact with me and get on the Zoom, and I will send you the invitations to the different groups and things that we're doing, because we have a private group every last Tuesday of the month. So every let me just connect with me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And you can text me your name and your email, and I will text and email you my information to the Zoom classes. And then once you accept the invitations, it will be in your Google Calendar. If you don't have Google Calendar, please go to Play Store, upload a Google Calendar. You'll see all the different dates and things that we have, and you'll get notifications when we get started. So if you want to come on to Zoom, and I'll tell you more information in a few moments, just give you how to get in contact with me. Then I'm going to run down the dates, what shall I say, the dates and the platforms that we're on those dates. So again, if you text me your name and your email at 770-572-5315. Again, that's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me your name, number, and email at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Right? And then now, so if you do that, I will send you the information for the invitation to my Zoom, so you'll be able to get on the other platform. Now we have one private platform on Tuesdays. Now at this moment is every last Tuesday of the month, which we got one coming up. Every last Tuesday of the month, we call that Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. That's called Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And we share information with you on how to get free from the system and how to become children of the Most High under his tutelage and come out of the Roman and the Babylonian system. We help you with that. And that's on every last Tuesday, and that's called Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And that's every last Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time or at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Every last Tuesday of the month at this point in time. Also, we're here on the Sabbath. Um, we're here on the Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time. 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time, and this platform is called Assembly of the Righteous. This is when the righteous come together on the Sabbath day. We come together. We're rested. We actually rest. We come through here. We go through a chapter. If the chapter is short, we go through 2 chapters at that time. And when we go through the chapters, we share information and we break it down, and that's what we do on the Assembly of the Righteous. And we rest on this day, which is the Sabbath. So that's at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time, right here, Assembly of the Righteous. Then we're here tomorrow night, which I like to say the night after Sunday, which is tomorrow night, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's called Assembly of the Right. No. That's called Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth. And there we have open conversation. Anything you want to talk about, if you want to ask questions, whatever you want to talk about, we go through that according to scripture. We go through that according to history. We go through that according to things that's factual. We speak about things that's factual. We don't just talking off the top of our heads. We talk about what we know, and we share information at that point, and we build at that point as well. So that's every night after Sunday. I call it. Some people call it Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern 9 p.m. Eastern time, and that's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We had that open conversation the night after Sunday. Then we're here on night after Monday, which people call Monday nights. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Last week I did a 400-year contract. We did 400-year contract. Let me see what this may be. We did 400-year contract. I'm gonna do part 2 this week. Okay, same person. I got you. We did 400-year contract last week. 400-year contract complete. We did that last. I did that last week. I'm gonna do a part 2 to that because I had a lot more to share. So 400-year contract. I'm gonna do this coming Monday, night after Monday, for Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. All right. So me sharing that information, and then this Tuesday we're having Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. That's Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. This Tuesday coming up at 7:30 a.m. and also at 9 p.m. All right. Just wanted to share that. That would be this week for anybody that's coming in, and we'll go from there. So other than that, now I give you my you let me say again, you can text me, and Brother Kaleem, if you don't mind, share your information with me. Please text me your name and your email. That way I can text you the information as well. So you can be part of the family, and if you're gonna be coming on the Zoom, I'll at least know who you are, connect with you and things like that. All right, if you don't mind. So you can also, like I've said with everyone, you can text me your name and your number at 770-572-5315. Again, that's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. Now let me give you the public platform that you can connect with me on, or if you'd like to be a part of. My YouTube is Juice Pro 33. My main YouTube is Juice Pro 33, and my X, formerly known as Twitter. My X, formerly known as Twitter, and my YouTube is JUICEPRO33. All together as one word. That's JUICEPRO33. Put that in your search engine and keep it together as one word. And you can like, subscribe, and share on my YouTube. And you can connect with me on my Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, as well. Again, that's JUICEPRO33. All right. My Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI apostrophe CHAEL space Harris. Again, that's MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. That's my Facebook. Now my Instagram and my TikTok. One of my Instagram and one of my TikToks is under Lakaim underscore the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. All right. That's my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My other TikTok and my other YouTube is under Michael the Juice Harris. That's all together, one word. That's my other TikTok and my other YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share to, which is Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's Michael the Juice Harris on my other YouTube and my other TikTok. Last but not least, we have patreon.com and rumble.com. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM and rumble.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's patreon.com/LKHYYM and rumble.com/LKHYYM. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience, your listening near, your seeing eye. This is the end of part 1 of 2 Kings chapter 9, and we'll be starting in part 2 in a few moments. I want to say bye to YouTube first. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you, appreciate love you. See you soon and always. Peace. Here we go. Okay. Going from there, end.